Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing you another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at both Series 1 and Series 2 of Neca's Aliens Fireteam Elite figures. Series 1 consists of the Runner and the Prowler, and Series 2 consists of the Burster and the Spitter. I want to give a big shout out to my boy Mike. He runs a comic shop in Minneapolis called Hot Comics and Collectibles. They have 3 different shops. If you live out that way, check them out. Real cool place, real cool owners. Aliens Fireteam Elite is a recent video game. You're a Colonial Marine. It's a 3-player online co-op game, similar to the Aliens Colonial Marine game, but only better graphics. So let's go and check out the packaging. As you see, Aliens Fireteam Elite. Video game available now. This is the Runner Alien. Here he is. Top, Aliens Fireteam Elite Runner by Neca. One side, got the game logo. Other side, more game logo stuff. At the bottom, got a bunch of credits, and there is a barcode, although it appears to be covered up with their price tag. And on the back side, here's the Runner, and here are the other 3 figures in the line. Now we have the Prowler Alien. Similar packaging, Aliens Fireteam Elite. Here's his barcode, in case that helps anybody. And at the back, here's the Prowler and the other aliens. Then, of course, we also have the Burster Alien. Definitely a little more unique. Here's the Burster's barcode. And finally, the Spitter Alien. Also a little more unique than the first assortment. Here is the Spitter's barcode. And here's the back of the package. And I did end up getting 2 of each of these alien figures. Why, you may ask? Well, you can never have too many xenomorphs for your hive. Alright, now that we got these figures out of the package, here they are with all their accessories laid out. None of them come with any traditional accessories, but the Spitter does have a display stand. In this video, we're going to take a look at each of the figures individually. We'll check out their height and articulation, and we'll compare them with a bunch of other NECA alien figures. In front of you, we have the Runner, the Prowler, the Burster, and the Spitter. Each has different unique abilities in the game. I personally just got the game. I started playing it about 2 days ago. I've only completed about 1 mission. It's cool, but I'm a little underwhelmed so far. Nothing impressive about the alien AI. It just seems like an updated version of Aliens Colonial Marines, which I did enjoy, and it's really cool to be able to play co-op online with a team of 3 Marines taking on hordes of aliens. Now my first thoughts on these figures. They seem like they're just smaller than the other NECA aliens. From what I read, that's accurate to the game compared to the Marines, but I think NECA should have made them normal size. They just feel a little too small. Their tails, their legs, just everything about them, their heads. That being said, their quality seems fantastic. These guys have double joints and everything works. Nothing is stuck. Nothing had to get boiled. NECA has definitely made huge improvements on their alien quality articulation execution. Before we look at each alien individually, let's just take a quick peek at each one. So here's the Runner. Now, it's not supposed to be a dog alien, but that's the first thing you think of when you hear Runner. It does kind of resemble him. It's just sort of a regular alien with a smooth dome head. In the game, this is the most common alien, at least so far for me. There are hordes and hordes of these guys. They're pretty easy to take down. Now, it does have single jointed elbows, but they go in considerably more than 90 degrees. It's pretty well done. It's got a swivel here, double jointed knees. Tail looks pretty good. Definitely has that alien aesthetic. It looks very nice. The skin is sort of shiny, like it's wet and slimy, just like an alien should be. Figure looks good, just feels a little small. Then we have the Prowler. This thing here will sort of ram into you, knock you to the ground, and try to claw and bite you. It's got a large, impressive looking crown, similar elbows, knees. I mentioned there's a lot of shared parts here, and we'll check that out in this video. Then we have the burster. He's got these big boils of acid or pus all over his head. Looks very unique. The color does pop. It looks pretty nice. Sculpting, paint job, the sort of texture, how shiny it is. Looks very nice on these guys. I like that head. Something different. Then, of course, we have the spitter. I'm sure you can guess what his ability is. Spitting acid at people. He's got these big glands in his cheeks. Kind of looks like a chipmunk, but a very weird one. Once again, the sort of transparent and shiny skin. It looks really nice, especially on the green part there. Looks like a lot of similarities in his bodies. His tubes are going down. And as I'm sure you can remember from the beginning of the video, I did get 2 of each of these xenomorphs. We've got 8 new aliens to add to the Neca roster. Here are all 8 of them standing in front of you. 4 standing on their hind legs as tall as they can be. And then 4 crawling on all fours. We'll start off by checking out the runner. Now, when I hear the term runner for an alien, I think of the dog alien from Alien 3. And this alien does resemble him to a point. But it's just supposed to be a regular alien. In the game, we've got the drones, the runners, all kind of different classes of xenomorphs. Smooth dome head, brown and dark black sort of colors. The color scheme reminds you of the dog alien. Looks similar to that. These guys do have the functioning jaw, the inner mouth that comes out. Now their head articulation is extremely impressive. It took him this many years to finally get that right. He can completely look forward, giving him a perfect running pose. Now they're going to have to make another release of the dog alien, implementing this articulation scheme. It is single-jointed elbow, double-jointed knees, and then single-jointed second knees. Bendy wire in the tail. The skin, the texturing, the fact that it's sort of shiny. It's all very well done. Just feels a little too small. Kind of feels like a younger dog alien. And just a closer look at his head and face sculpt. Nice traditional xenomorph head. Long, smooth dome, transparent skull. You can see stuff underneath. It looks good. Here's an in-game image of the runner alien. The description says, runners are pack hunters, preferring to attack in large groups, who charge in at high speed to swipe prey with their claws. Runners also use a distinctive circling attack to whip foes with their serrated tails. Shotguns might be useful against these beasts, given their speed. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at the runner alien, now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head when he's upright, standing about 7.75 inches tall. And when he's on all fours, about 4.25 inches tall. A little bit smaller than the previous Neca Aliens. Now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, of course, it can rotate from side to side. He has a joint here and a joint down here as far as neck articulation. So his head goes back about that far, then you can push the neck even further back. Putting this guy on all fours, his head will even still look up like that. Very well done. Can't believe it took you guys, Neca, good 10 years to finally get the neck articulation right for a runner type alien. Going further down, shoulders, ball joint, goes out less than 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. Single jointed elbow, but it goes in way more than 90 degrees. Also has rotation. His wrist can rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. His torso here, he's got a ball joint, rotate around, forward and back. His legs, also on ball joints. You go all the way up, all the way back down and around. There is a ball there, and they can rotate independently against that ball. They only go out about this far, obstructed by the hips here. He's got double jointed knees. Here's the bottom part and the top part going all the way in. There is no rotation there. He's got a single jointed sort of second knee down here. Goes like that, straighten out. And that one does have rotation. And then his ankle here. In, out. And it feels like it can rock maybe just a tiny bit. No, just has a little bit of wiggle room with the joint. Of course, we got the bendy tail, rotation at the base here, and it can take pretty much any shape you want. And let's not forget about the mouth and the inner jaw. Of course, here's the articulated jaw, open and shut, and he has a small mouth inside of here. And you can pull that thing out, not too far, and it does feel pretty small. Here's his runner alien, next to Neca's ultimate dog alien, both standing upright and on all fours. You can see just how much smaller the runner is than the dog alien. Now, I do understand the runner is not a dog alien, so they should be different, but the size difference is enormous. I feel like these Aliens Fireteam Elite figures are not going to fit in with the rest of the Neca Alien collection, and that is extremely disappointing. I mean, they're not as small as the baby dog, the Bambi Burster, but still. Now let's take a look at the Prowler. This guy has sort of a red tint to him, a lot of red and black colors. The biggest thing to differentiate him is his nice crown here. It looks like maybe he's sort of Praetorian. It's not what he is, but I really do like that crown. Screams an alien and almost a female alien, young queen type thing. Can see the same sort of shiny skin. The neck is every bit as good as the runner alien. The body looks nice. Single jointed elbows, double jointed knees. Looks like there's going to be a lot of reuse here. But I am digging that crown. And a closer look at her head and face sculpt. I say her because the crown just gives me sort of queen type vibe. And here's a look at the in-game model of the Prowler. The description says, Prowlers prefer to leap atop their prey from close range, knocking them to the ground to be clawed or bitten. They can be easily distinguished from other quadruped morphs by their reddish, scalped carapace. Even one of these guys can be extremely problematic amongst a large group of Xenos. I wanted to look at the reuse between the Prowler and the Runner, and there is significant reuse. So obviously their heads are different. The neck piece is the same. Their torso piece appears to be the same, but his has changed slightly at the top here. Top part of the arms are different. Bottom part of the hands are the same. Looks like his sort of crotch area is the same. And the legs, very similar, but the top of the Prowler has been altered. Tails, a little bit different. Looks like the end is altered. And it looks like the legs are the same beyond that. So the differences will be, looks like the end of the tail, the heads, top part of the arms, top part of the torso, and top part of the legs. Essentially it's the same base buck with some minor alterations. Now the Prowler is a lot taller because his neck sits higher and his crown is much larger. Now let's check out his height. From bottom to top of his head, standing at about 8.0 inches tall. Seems that the head maybe sits a little higher up and the crown is considerably larger. And on all fours, a little bit over 4 inches tall. Now let's check out her articulation. Start with her head here. Of course, it can rotate from side to side. Can look up very far. Very nice there. Articulated jaw, open, shut. Got the little mouth in there. Come out. It's small, about as far as the other one. Shoulders, ball joint. Does not go out very far, obstructed by this extra spiky stuff up there. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. Single jointed elbow, once again, goes in more than 90 degrees with rotation. Wrists, rotate, hinged. Ball joint in his torso, rotate around, forward and back. Legs barely go out at all, obstructed by this. Move them forward and kind of go out a little bit. Then go all the way up, all the way back down and around. Double jointed knees. Looks like there is rotation there. I think I was wrong. The other guy must have been stuck. Another sort of knee back here with rotation. Then his ankle here. Of course, exact same tail. Rotation at the base. Bendy wire. Now let's look at the burster. Definitely something kind of different here. I like the head. It's got that alien dome look, but it's got all these sort of pustules, or I don't know, it just looks gross, but I like it. It seems like this guy will explode and burst acid all over you. I bet that's his ability. Articulated jaw again. Color scheme's nice. Green, black, shiny, looks slick and slimy. Looks to be pretty much the same body as the runner. Head is obviously different. A lot of reuse with these guys. But you know what? They pull it off. I like the way they look. Especially this guy's head. And speaking of his head, a closer look at his face and head sculpt. Of course, the main sort of thing here is going to be that huge little boils of acid all over there. Looks cool. Definitely unique. Something a little bit different, but fits in with the alien world. Here's an in-game image of the burster. The description says, though they generally behave like runners, bursters are more dangerous. When slain, their bodies explode into a lethal pool of acid. The species they gestate in is not yet known, but likely indigenous to the planet from the game. In short, don't kill these guys up close. Now I want to check out the reuse with the runner alien, and I'll tell you, it's pretty much exactly the same thing. The only difference is going to be the paint scheme and the head. Getting a little redundant here. And honestly, at this point, I think it's pointless to go over the height and the articulation. It's going to be identical to the runner. Just under 8 inches tall standing up. Just over 4 inches tall, crouched. And here's the spitter alien. You guessed it, this guy can spit acid. They had a spitter in Aliens Colonial Marines, and now one in Fireteam Elite. It makes sense, especially for a video game. The aliens don't do that very often in the movies. The only time I can think of is Alien Resurrection. So let's take a look. Now this guy has some differences. The head looks really cool. Probably even cooler than the burster. You can see he's got this sort of gland or whatever it is filled with acid. You can spit it right out. The head, it's smooth, clear, transparent, shiny, green, slimy, everything you want from an alien. Now, this guy's tubes on the back. They're going downward. Looks a little bit different than some of the other figures. I don't think any of them have tubes on the back. Tail has some different spikes. At least we get some differences here, but it looks to be the same legs, torso, at least bottom part of the arms and the hands. But I'm liking those chipmunk cheeks. And a closer look at his head and face sculpt. I like that portrait. Here's an in-game image of the spitter. The description says, unusually, xenomorph spitters prefer to keep distance between themselves and their prey. Though they have vicious claws and teeth, they dispatch the most foes by projecting streams of powerful acid from their glands and their mouths. This is Dennis Nedry's least favorite xenomorph. Now these spitters did come with display stands. They're the only alien that came with a display stand in this group. They do that because they'll stand up on their hind legs and spit acid at you sometimes. Pretty basic stand, black circle, 2 pegs for the peg holes on their feet, kind of thin, basic, serves a purpose. I'm not much of a stand guy, so I'm going to use their tail to prop them up. And once again, to look at their reuse, using the runner as the base model. Now obviously, their heads are completely different. Their torso area, the top part is different. his is connected with his neck, goes all the way up to the top of his head, and the neck is a separate piece. The arms look to be exactly the same, although they have different hands. Going further down, legs are the same, although the top is altered on the spitter here. Beyond that, legs and feet are identical, hands are different. Tails, it's a lot smaller on the spitter here, and it's spikier up there. So some similarities, but Spitter has more differences than the others. And now let's check out his articulation. The significant difference is going to be the head here. Of course, it can rotate from side to side. Looks back all the way, and that's even with the only single joint there, I believe. Mouth opens. The smaller mouth comes out about the same as the other guys. Shoulders, ball joint, almost goes 90 degrees. Up, down, around. Single jointed elbow goes in all the way. Rotation, wrist, rotate, hinged. Rotation in the waist, forward and back. Legs barely go out. Forward all the way, back all the way. Rotation at the top of the knee. Goes all the way back. Rotation at the next knee. And it has a little range. Then he's got that ankle there. Here's a whole squad of Colonial Space Marines. They're taking out all 8 of these Fireteam Elite Aliens. Who's going to win? And a little more of an aerial view, so you can see all the stuff that's blocked. Now let's check them out, next to some other action figures. Starting off with some other NECA Alien video game figures. Here they are, next to the 1994 Aliens vs. Predator arcade game figures. Chrysalis Alien, Razor Claws Alien, and Arachnoid Alien. Just overall, the scale seems a lot smaller for these new Fireteam Elite Aliens. I find that very disappointing. Even if it is correct to the game, I still really feel very strongly NECA should have made them as big as their other aliens. They seem like they're babies or young aliens, and that just... it's bothered me a lot. The price just keeps going up, and now the size is getting smaller. What are they trying to compete with Hiya toys? And here, next to some aliens, arcade game pink aliens. Then, next to some Alien 3, Super Nintendo dog aliens. Now let's check them out. Next to some other recently released NECA alien figures. Here they are, next to the Kenner Homage Night Cougar alien. Then, next to the Kenner Homage Panther alien. Here are these aliens, next to Series 4 of NECA's Alien 40th Anniversary Collection. Now let's check them out, next to some aliens from each of the different Alien films. Here they are, next to a couple of Ultimate Big Chaps from the 1979 Alien. Then, next to a couple of Ultimate Xenomorphs from the 1986 film Aliens. And here, with a couple of Ultimate Dog Aliens. And now, with a couple of Alien Resurrection Warriors. And here they are, next to some Alien vs. Predator aliens. Then, next to the Pred Alien and an Alien Warrior from Aliens vs. Predator Requiem. NECA has promised to give us an updated Alien Warrior, Ultimate Pred Alien, and Ultimate Wolf. That was probably about 5 years ago. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but they need to get these figures out to us. NECA has really been slacking on their alien line lately. And here they are, next to a couple of Deacons from Prometheus. Then, with a couple of aliens from Alien Covenant. And here, next to a couple of engineers from Prometheus. And here, next to a couple of Ultimate Predators. And finally, next to some more humans from NECA's various Alien and Predator lines. Overall, there's some very nice figures. They look great. Quality control is excellent. But they're just too damn small. I do understand why they made them smaller than usual. They cost more, and they're smaller. It's really making it hard to enjoy these guys as much as I'd like to. They just don't really look good with the rest of the NECA aliens. They look small. That being said, the figures look great. They're shiny, they're slimy. The sculpting is fantastic. I really like the Prowler's head. Same with the Burster. Hell, same with the Spitter. Some really cool, unique features there. The Runner is definitely the most boring of the lot. Now, if I were to rate these guys, that's a hard one to say. I think I'll give the Runner a 5 out of 10. The Prowler, maybe a 6 out of 10. Burster, 7 out of 10. The Spitter, also 7 out of 10. But the ratings would be way higher if they were a little bit bigger. It almost feels like Neca messed up, but I don't think that's the case. I think they were trying to make them accurate to the game models, humans versus aliens. But it just ruthlessly messes them up for me with the entire rest of the Neca collection. Nice figures, the quality's better, and that makes it even that much more bitter. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.